Secret number 5 is that pets do make it to heaven. Pets do make it to heaven. And this is the reason why we have such a strong connection, okay? This is the reason why we have such a strong connection with our pets. It's because of this, because our soul senses the soul that's within these little beings. So long story short, yes, pets do make it to heaven, okay? But yes, our pets do make it to heaven. What's so cool is our pets actually wait with our loved ones on the other side. Isn't that amazing? Our pets actually are there with your mom, your dad, your sister, whoever it is that you've lost in your life, your pets are there. And the connection that we have with them here in this world continues in the afterlife. All right, secret number 6. This one I really love as well. All children make it to heaven. And this includes souls that pass through termination, souls that were stillborn here in this world, souls that pass through miscarriage. And that's what I truly want you to know is that, you know, so many times I see grieving moms and grieving parents, grieving the loss of a miscarried soul or a soul that didn't make it. Well, know that those souls are on the other side. They appear with your family members. They appear with your pets. They appear, you know, watching over you. And I like to think of those souls as little guardian angels that watch over you, you know, and guide you through life. And one day you will see them as well. Okay. So secret number 7 of the afterlife. Okay. This is one that I think is so cool, but I can't wrap my head around it. There's a part of this secret that I think is cool. And some of it I think is really creepy. So you guys tell me what you think. And that is the spirit world tells me that everybody in heaven can understand one another. Now, that's not the creepy part. I think that's freaking cool. I wish that I could speak another language, all right? I can speak some Italian, but I only know the swears. You know how that goes. But, you know, everyone in heaven, they all speak their own language. So let's say you're Italian, you speak Italian. Let's say somebody else speaks Portuguese. Somebody else speaks Chinese. Someone else speaks French, right? Everyone in heaven they feel like they're talking their own language, but everyone can just understand one another. Is that not crazy? It's not crazy that, like, you could be speaking Spanish to somebody could be speaking English to you, somebody else could be speaking French to you, but you all just have a conversation, you can understand one another. Here's what I want you guys to know, okay? Is that everyone can connect and talk with one another. I asked the spirit world about this, and even though they use their thoughts to communicate, they literally just speak like they do now, and they don't know any different. But what's really cool is that they even tell me on the other side, okay? Oh, God help me when I go to the other side. They say to me that pets can also speak to us and we can understand our pets. That freaks me the hell out. And you know, someone said to me the other day, they were like, you know, Matt, you shouldn't be freaked out. You're a psychic medium. That's your job. I go, that doesn't mean I can't be freaked out. Are you freaking kidding me? Of course I'm freaked out. I'm like, I don't, what the hell are my cats going to say to me in heaven? I like the fact that they're silent here in this world. All right. I don't know how I feel about that. So the other side tells me it's not creepy when we get to heaven. It's kind of nice. I'm going to tell you, I don't know how I feel. So like I said, I'm telling you this. They all speak one language. The pets can speak to people can speak. That I can't wrap my head around that one. I don't listen. Even being a medium, and even there's times when pets will come through during a reading. I still can't wrap my head around it. All right. Like, yes, in some ways, like I know that I can sense and feel things with animals, you know, but it's not like a people reading, you know. And then when pets do come through that pass on, sometimes what is actually kind of weird is I actually don't know that I'm talking to a pet. So sometimes souls will come to me that for example, I have another reading of this soul that was coming through that told me that they were burned in a house fire and they were left in the basement. And it was actually a cat. And I didn't realize I was talking to the cat. And the woman was like, oh my God, that's my cat. Oh my God. And I'm like, what? Yo who? She was like, my cat. I'm like, your cat? And she was like, yeah, but literally cats and people, you know, we all, our souls are, you know, very much the same. And when we go to heaven, we go to one heaven. And yes, we can communicate and understand them and speak just like secret number 8 is that we actually choose our age in heaven. So what does that mean? There is no age in heaven, first of all. So nobody in heaven is like 120 years old. Could you imagine your great-great-great-grandparents? Imagine seeing a 500-year-old person come through in spirit. Could you imagine? I can't imagine it. But we choose. what we look like in heaven, because our soul is a reflection of ourselves. It's the perfect version of us. So our soul in heaven is actually what goes and allows us to live on forever. So when we come through in spirit, we actually look and feel our best. We look and feel the same way as a certain timeline within our life. For example, a lot of souls like to come through the way that they did before they got sick. That's how I see them in heaven. But there's some souls that will come through earlier. Let's say your mom passed when she was 50, your dad passed when he was 80. Your dad and mom might be together looking like they did when they were both 50 years old, if that makes sense. And many times what happens is let's say somebody didn't have they weren't able to have a perfect body here in this world. Maybe they were born with a disability, or maybe they struggled with the illness from the moment they were born. In heaven, they actually do not have any of those illnesses attached to them, because illnesses only are things that, we struggle through within life here on earth. But on the other side, those souls come through into the perfect versions of themselves. And our soul never, ever ages. And that's something that's so cool. All right, number 9. I love this one as well. So this is something that I truly, truly love. Number 9 is that we know everybody in heaven. Everybody in heaven. The moment that you transition on to heaven, the souls tell me that it's almost like this kind of reassuring feeling. It's like you kind of just know people, but you don't know how. Has that ever happened to you? Where you run into people and you're like, I know you from somewhere. And then all of a sudden it just kind of hits you. Oh my God, I went to school with your sister. Oh my God, you were on such and such a project with me. And all of a sudden you kind of get this euphoria feeling where you kind of reminisce about things and remember that person from a certain time period. Well, that's the one thing that happens in heaven. Everybody in heaven knows one another. And more importantly, when you get to heaven, you know things about that person. You know the things that they liked. You know what their name was. You know who their siblings were, and so on and so forth. That's one of the things that is just so amazing. And one of the things that I also love about that is that because we know everybody in heaven, heaven is not a strange place. When we get there, the souls tell me that automatically it's a reassurance, it's a comfort. It's like, oh my God, there you are again. And you just know people, you know your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents. It's almost like a feeling like there you are. That's the only way that I can describe it. All right. So the last and final secret of the afterlife is this. And this is also one of my favorites. The spirit world tells me that when we pass on, we can visit any place, any person, any time, anywhere. That's the reason why your loved ones send you signs. It's the reason why your loved ones can watch over you, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, all at the same time. And more importantly, your loved ones love to come back here in this world. And your loved ones love to keep an eye on you. For example, not only do they watch over their family, but your loved ones in heaven, it's typical for them to go to places that they loved here in this world. For example, let's say there was this vacation home that your family absolutely loved here in the physical world. Well, guess what? Your loved ones in spirit might go back and check up on that place. For example, I did a reading and this person had purchased a house. And when this person purchased a house, there was a soul that was there with her. And she came to me for a reading, and that soul came through, and it was the original owner of the house. And that owner had built the house himself. He had, he had raised 3 generations of his family in this house. It was passed down. And this house was, his most prized possession here in this world. And he actually, from time to time, would come back and check up on the house. And the woman would actually go and sense and feel him. And she thought it was a ghost, but really it was just the original owner. He wasn't there to haunt her, to spy on her. He wasn't trying to take his house back. He was there because, just like sometimes we go down memory lane and we visit the places that we loved. You might be back in your hometown and you visit the school that you once went to, or you go and you visit, a place that you loved here in this world. That's what your loved ones in spirit do as well. They go back to those places and they check up on them. And sometimes they'll look in because your loved ones in spirit, and those you don't know, like the souls that come and visit certain places, they like to see other people enjoying the things that they did here in this world. That's what means so much to them. So that being said, it's almost like, if there was a time when, an old neighbor comes back to visit you to see how you're doing, or maybe, somebody just comes back to their own childhood home to just reminisce there. That's what your loved ones in spirit also do.